Welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix playthrough. Hopefully things will get a little more interesting.
Just a boring... What's going on?
Yeah.
This has been, I love how he does that. He does...
That is...
The weird... That's that whole parent, like the whole mom or dad, like doing that for their kids in the car.
A little bit, yeah.
And I just feel it's weird.
It feels weird, but that's like one of my favorite Sora moments.
Like, yeah, it kind of shows... He cares... He does care about them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, well, of course, Goofy's not there, though. But...
It's like, Goofy, you wait in the car.
But...
I actually didn't plan on that. This is the Cave of Wonder Head, the guardian of the cave, and the second of the many bosses of this world.
Yes, it's very boss heavy, but I've heard people say this is a very hard boss. I never agreed until I did like a challenge run for the game, and then this boss is hard because the enemies will just not let up.
Yeah, you have to focus on each individual eye. You know, they're all spooky.
Yeah, and it's very easy to fall off. And
I do tend to quote these guys occasionally, but they're one of my favorite groups. But I really appreciate Hellfire putting the name to it, where it's Darkness Stink.
What do you mean?
Like the smoky, shadowy, you know, it's smelly stink. The stink of darkness.
Honestly, that could be true. They like to say that a lot in Recon.
Yeah.
The scent of the darkness.
The scent, yeah.
It could be what it is. It is how darkness is always represented.
Really, the only thing I find difficult about this boss isn't so much on the factor of it being a challenge, but it's difficult to finish off. Because again, you can't really get a combo off of it, and you know, it does everything it can to shake you off.
Yeah, but you haven't fell off, right? You just...
I was very careful with
that
this.
attack is the worst.
Yeah, that bit with the bandit, I was freaking out.
Somersault?
Mm-hmm. I was not expecting that. But they do give them that move because they're coming out of the ground, they're coming out of the thing's mouth. And that really is what makes it more of a challenge. I do like how they assign that move to the bandits so that it can account for, you know,
for things like for being way higher up. I think it's also just because the layout of Agrabah as well.
That's true, yeah.
Because Heartless don't jump generally.
Yeah, not really, no.
A lot of them can fly, but...
Now this is the Cave of Wonders version 1. In every other game it shows up, it's always different. And it was kind of strange when I realized this. Like, it's not hard to miss, but when I really got down to thinking about it, it's like, why does it change so much? But really...
But that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Cave of Wonders. It can do anything.
Yeah, it's like a giant labyrinth.
Kind of. It's strange, though.
Yeah, it is weird. Although I think they kept the aesthetic for 2s throughout most of the thing. Although I'm trying to think of what other game it appeared in. Was it in... Do you go into the Cave of Wonders in Days?
You do, yeah. You do explore the Cave of Wonders, and it's very different there.
Okay. Because I know there's one in Recoded, which technically shouldn't be any different. But
yeah, it is. But it is, actually. That's weird.
But, yeah, it's...
No, you don't even go into the cave in Agrabah, in Recon.
No, yeah, well, that's because you don't really go anywhere in Recoded.
And
Recon, yeah.
And actually, now that I think about it, the Cave of Wonders changes in mid-game.
In this game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because when you're leaving...
Yeah, we'll get to that when we finish the level. They have this weird, really pointless mini-game, but, you know, kind of getting ahead of ourselves again. If you haven't already figured it out, this is improv commentary. And, you know, it's kind of how I want to do things. Not only to save time, but I find that planning ahead is good, so you're not rambling on about nothing. But what I like to do is kind of improv like this, because if you plan ahead, occasionally that's all you'll say. And you'll try not to go off track, which is kind of a bad thing if you're trying to be professional, which I'm semi-professional, at least I'm trying to be. But I think it's better to have improv personally, because if you restrict yourself to kind of a script, there are things you'll miss or like not even think about as you're watching it.
Yeah, and anyone who's given like a public speaking speech, this is way different. I totally know it. I'm totally afraid of public speaking. If this is somewhat easy, but you know, there is that thing about, for some reason, trying to memorize a script just makes it harder.
It does.
Because with improv, if you mess up, you technically don't mess up. You just weren't planning on saying that in the first place.
Exactly, yeah.
Plus, I don't know. I agree with it. I think that there is a place for writing down what you're going to say for certain things, but I kind of like, at least from my preference, I like things sounding more conversational.
Yeah. And I'm absolutely not knocking off people who do script.
Yeah, same thing. I think, honestly, if you really have a lot of info you're going to give about the game, then, you know, that's good. You can do that?
You can do that. I was going to try and show off as much of the cave as I could. And there are quite a few secrets. Actually, I think I will have a bonus part or something where I do revisit to get the rest of the stuff. Because there is a lot of stuff you can't get. Well, not a whole lot. But there are a lot of worlds where you have to revisit after, again, like later Trinities and whatnot.
Yeah, and then...
But this place, it's very true to its, maybe not so much in looks, but it's very true to its Disney counterpart, where there's just so much to it and lots of treasure to behold. There's just tons and tons of treasure chests you can find. What did you think of this, like, underwater, not underwater, but, like, weird waterway section?
I don't like it. It confuses me every time.
Yeah, it is very maze-like.
And what's funny is that I never knew you could swim up the waterfalls. Until, well, actually what's funny is, it's slight spoilers, but eventually you get to a world where you get a special ability that, you get, like, a faster swimming. So when Sora does that little, like, flipper thing to go faster, it changes that to, like, a more, like, professional swimming type thing. And I thought you needed that to actually go up the waterfalls. Because that's when I discovered it. But no, you can just swim up a waterfall. You can just do that. It's inherent.
Yeah, well, at least it's not, you know, super out... Like, it's not much of a waterfall. It's more of, like, a step.
Yeah, I know, but they make the point that they swim, like, directly up the waterfall.
I know, it's weird. I was lost in this world for a very long time during my first run because I never knew about that pillar. You actually have to knock it down to open up this room here.
That's very easily missable, I wouldn't...
And it's strange because, like, where the pillar blocking the doorway is, it really doesn't make sense how it can fall down.
Oh, yeah, because there's ground there.
Yeah, it's just totally... I don't know.
Video game logic.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, win. Gonna win.
But see, like, I would wonder, what? Is he planning on using that to take the world hostage? Because I don't think he wants to destroy Agrabah.
No, there's a lot about the keyholes that we don't know, honestly, even this far into the series. Me personally, I haven't played Recoded, but that's literally the only Kingdom Hearts game. That and the mobile game. Those are the only two games I haven't played. But, like, they really don't dive into how much the keyholes are important to the worlds, like, what they are.
They lead to the heart.
Yeah, they lead to the heart, which I believe is what is like what his plan is. He wants to be, you know, I guess Sultan of the entirety of Agrabah.
But like I'm just thinking, like, I feel like the only thing you can do there is say, if you don't follow me, then I'll send Heartless through there. But technically, the Heartless should. But they said that earlier. The Heartless do that by instinct. So just the fact that he made it available was just dangerous.
Yeah, it could have like some kind of odd property, like it could give him power if he had control over it, but again, it's really not it's not something to explain.
No. Yeah.
And it's really not all that important, but it's hard to figure out, like, what his plan is, but basically all you need to know is that's what he's planning. He found the keyhole and he's gonna use it to take over the world. That's about it.
And it's just the world, which means much less in this game than it does.
Very much so.
So it'll take over a world. That's only 4 hours in. So weird.
Yeah, I did try to speed through this as best I can.
Wait a minute, are there 4 Red Trinities or 6 Red Trinities? There's 6.
I believe.
Never mind, I lied. There are 6. 3 of the 6 are required. I get that confused with the yellow trinities.
Yeah, those are weird. I do like the trinities and how they like. It's the 3, you know, best friends, and they do some form of teamwork.
Yeah, and it makes sense for all of them except for the blue one.
Yeah.
I don't know how they figured out why jumping at the same time would create something awesome.
Yeah, the other ones are kind of like they hint at what you gotta do. And the blue one's just like, jump. Magic. Money falling from the sky.
I love how that's honestly just saying... I love they're honestly just being kind of mean to it. They're using a boost stupidity of grabbing shiny things.
Well, this is what I was talking about. They would have been dead by now. If this was the actual Disney version of the Cave of Wonders, they would have been dead, just covered in lava and melting and, you know...
But no.
And that's the point I was gonna make about the Heartless coming out of the sand. Is like maybe they're the lost hearts of like the people who tried invading the cave. But you know,
disturbing. But honestly, maybe you're right.
He's given. I don't know about the other villains, but it seems like he has like the least amount of default face. I love the look she gives there. It's like, are you Maleficent? Bitch, I might be.
Well, it's also because the way they do it, it doesn't look too bad when he's not defaulted. But you're right, they do. Maybe because he's just not in that many scenes. What is he doing?
I don't know. That was a weird extra blink there. Crush them!
See, this should be like insta-kill. You should have said destroy them, but no, you had to word it.
Get rid of these guys!
I know, but the genie... I don't like this part. I find it unfair that he could be less enthusiastic to a master he doesn't like.
How do you mean?
I feel like that's unfair.
Well, Jafar's a dick. How do you expect him to act?
Well, it doesn't matter. He has his lamp.
So?
He's not even looking at you.
Slaves shouldn't like their masters.
Oh, I know, but he liked Aladdin.
Yeah, because Aladdin wasn't a douchebag. He didn't consider himself like... That's like more for the film, really. Like, the point of the film. Is that Aladdin didn't treat Genie like a slave to get the stuff he wanted. They became really good friends.
Well, that's tussle.
And it's almost like they already had that adventure, because he was really friendly towards Aladdin at the beginning.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
he kind of had to win him over in the movie.
Well, maybe. That's the issue with adaptations.
Yeah.
Especially ones like this, then we can't develop it. But you could assume that... considering he already knew his name, they could have assumed that they already had that talk.
Maybe,
when he first found him. And before he left.
Consistent Squaresoft bastards. Oh, yeah, that was something we actually forgot to mention. This was
Squaresoft, yes.
Yeah, back before they started calling themselves Square Enix for whatever reason. They were
I think
called
because they merged with Enix.
Enix was a separate company.
Like, I don't know if it was a separate company within Squaresoft, but yeah. I actually know this for sure because I have like a really old Dragon. It's not Dragon Quest. It's called Dragon Warrior, but it's made by Enix.
Huh? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think either like Enix turned into Squaresoft and then turned into Square Enix, or... But yeah, this is, I think, the last Square game I've heard. Or Squaresoft game. And it's kind of funny, because in the Greatest Hits box, it says Square Enix at the bottom, but it still says Squaresoft in the game. Which makes perfect sense. You'd think they would have maybe changed the game disc, but...
A lot of stuff happens in this fight. Like, I wanted to show up there. That's what happens if the genie hits you. He knocks out some of your health, but it's like he reproduces it as the health.
Or I think sometimes money balls will drop if he hits like a party member or something.
And if you get a good combo on Jafar like earlier, like right there, he's cheering you on, doing a little genie dance. I love that.
Yeah, this fight's cool.
It's kind of cool, but it's kind of frustrating when he goes poo.
Yeah, because it's just not really.
It's just it kind of boils down to you chasing him around. But I did get through this fight a lot faster than I thought I would.
Well,
because it is just running around.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of those examples where your party members are virtually useless.
Well, they're
and there it is.
Damn.
The
Greatest ability in the game.
I honestly, there's one more boss fight for this world, yes. Jafar is not done yet. But, I could not have gotten this ability at a better time for what I'm going to show off next.
Take the power of ice.
Yes, our first spell upgrade.
Oh yeah, it is the first spell upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was Faraga, but no. They switch it up.
Nope. Fyra is what you get next.
Yeah.
It seems kind of convenient when you think about what this next boss's weakness is. And then,
that's probably why they give it to you.
yeah. But it was just a really lucky thing that I got it, and you'll see why later.
And that's Sora's guard animation.
Yes.
I don't know. It makes Sora. I guess it makes sense for how stupid, how much of a. I never understood the animation in 2 though. It just seems so unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I love it when he's like doing it infinitely in a combo.
Mm-hmm.
He's like spin chain. Look it up if you want to know what we're talking about. But
Yeah, that's in Kingdom Hearts 2.
yeah,
Kingdom Hearts 2.5
coming out very soon.
this December. So hyped.
I know. Like I think I'm forgetting how exciting I should be.
Well, we're in the middle of school right now, so it's kind of tough to think
Yeah,
about that
that's-
and freaking midterms. Ugh.
Just won't be home. I better be able to bring my game system to where I'm going for the Christmas break.
Yeah. This is where things get a little inconsistent.
Well, for the movie, you mean?
Yeah, because in the
'cause-
movie, when he turns into the genie,
Yeah, Aladdin
he gets
just
the
has
lamp, and the lamp traps him. In this, you gotta beat him up, and then he'll get trapped.
Well, you got to get the lamp.
It's strange, because in Kingdom Hearts 2, that's basically Return of Jafar.
Yeah,
But it seems like he already knows what's going to happen, so he puts a spell on the lamp to keep her protected.
Like here.
Yeah, like that's why you're beating up the spell.
Oh, maybe these are the Disney people who already watched their movies.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. But
Yeah.
you're right. That I guess I never saw the. I mean, I'm assuming I saw the movie first, but I didn't remember it. So when I rewatched the movie, I thought, oh, do they have to battle to get the lamp? But no.
No,
He just-
at it.
Yeah. But that's also because turning into a genie was supposed to be like a Aladdin's prank, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, and these are the 2 ways you can damage him. You gotta try to wipe out the spell, I guess, the protective barrier around the lamp that Iago's flying around with. Or you can hit Genie Jafar's body with the Blizzard spell, which I believe is the only spell that actually hurts him.
Yeah, I believe so.
It's the only attack that actually hurts his main body, now that I think about it.
Yeah, because you can't even if you can maybe get close enough with the Keyblade, it doesn't. It's a very.
That's a good point, actually.
I'd say it's more. I think it's a very interesting, kind of a fun. I would say it's more of an Easter egg, since I would never say it's like. It doesn't make sense to just attack Jafar, really.
Yeah.
Like you can't say, oh, you can do this fight by attacking Jafar or by attacking the lamp.
Yeah.
But you can attack Jafar if you want. And honestly, if you like wipe out your entire magic
Gauge.
your gauge. I always called it Gog. I still call it a Gog. Ever since my classic old days. The HP Gog.
Well, I guess it's kind of to hint at, him being an all-powerful genie, Magic against magic,
Yeah.
it works.
But he's got his fire or something. It makes sense.
That really should. For tossing a meteorite at you, you really should have took more damage, but that's the end of that. And I was glad I got scans so I could show off like just how much damage the spell actually does to him.
Yeah, I would say it's not enough to make that like a different way of fighting him, but it does do a decent chunk. Considering he has such a small HP bar relative to later on bosses.
Well, I would say this is still fairly early into the game.
Yeah.
Like, I would argue the midpoint is actually after the next world. Like, a lot of people would argue this is the midpoint after Agrabah, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't
I
really
guess
get that
if you
vibe.
look at it strictly from like world number, then this is the halfway point, I think. But
Yeah.
if you look at it like just from content, because the last worlds do drag on.
What
No, not in a bad way.
Why'd Jasmine fade out? I don't know where she go.
She turned around.
She got eaten by the keyhole. What the hell happened? No!
I love this scene because look at the terror that Aladdin's in the background.
And these guys are just back to business.
Yeah.
And this is like the prettiest keyhole. I don't know why they put so much into this particular keyhole. But I love what happens here. Like, he seals it, right? It's locked. That part disappears. You get this crazy light show. And then you get an even crazier light show. It's so weird.
And like the golden sand falls. And...
Yeah, I love it, though. An even bigger keyhole.
Oh.
It's very fanciful.
I don't like that angle. The rock in the way makes
Yeah.
it look weird. Always threw me off as a kid. I was like, why is it not shaped like that before? Look at Aladdin.
Yeah.
He's all like, oh, now I'm fine. And then he's freaking out again.
Yeah. I do feel bad for him. Like, the
Yeah.
delivery of him calling her name.
It is very sad.
And here we go. Halfway through, I just decide not to touch the... I just put the control down and took a bathroom break. Because you literally... You can't die in this. It's physically impossible to lose at this. And if you do lose at this, you probably have the ability of...
I'm fairly certain, in the one time I've actually died on this, it ends. You just win.
Yeah, you win anyway, even if you die, and it's stupid.
Yeah, this is definitely, again, this is like the Gummy Ship, but even worse. It's like something they had an idea, like they really want to put this in. A neat escape sequence. But it's just, they didn't...
These torches don't even do damage. Look at that. Just went right over. It's stupid. It's such a pointless
I know.
thing.
And then they give you HP balls, like, near the end. Like, there's, like, maybe a fight or something after. But no, this is the end of the world.
Like, honestly, I think what happened is that they wanted to have an escape sequence, but they turned it into a really pointless minigame rather than making a full cutscene out of it.
Yeah.
So, like, you can make it as fanciful as you want, but I would have preferred it just being a cutscene.
They could have made it a cool cutscene, too. Neatly
Yeah.
choreographed, but whatever.
But no, just trying to save time. Getting the... I love that little return to Goofy not being able to pronounce words.
So stupid. I kind of like this part, because it shows... Oh, I mean, the points that it shows supposed to show a lot about Aladdin, but it also shows a lot about Genie, too.
Yeah.
That at this point he cares more about him than he does what he originally got.
Well, he's trying not to be a selfish dick about things.
I know, but it's nice. I like that these are cool characters, but I guess.
And I mean, I guess, you know, some people would probably argue they're just trying to keep it consistent with the film. Even though, you know, clearly I would want to get my hoe back. No.
Although, what is funny about that is that it would kind of mess up the rest of the storyline.
A little bit, yeah.
We'll find out what exactly that means. But
Now, here's what's weird. Okay? Simba has an excuse because his world is gone. And we're kind of taking him around with us. We can't take Aladdin because that would be meddling. What's the difference then if we're gonna bring Genie along with us on our adventure? What's the difference with taking him with us?
I don't know. Really just bad conveyance of what I think is supposed to be going on.
Very much so. That part always bothered me, how his hand clips through his hair.
Yeah,
like
instead of just like whooshing it.
Yeah, but because I learned a bit about like the differences between like 3D models, particles,
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. And hair is actually a separate thing that you add to your models. And Aladdin's hair there, it's just a 3D model. It was you! Actually, they don't say it yet. That's smarmy Vizier. I love James Woods.
I love how he just says that to him. And he doesn't care either. He just
No,
is kind of making fun of him.
Yeah, of course they don't care. Riku did the dirty and took Jasmine.
Yeah, that's pretty bad,
His bad.
honestly. But whatever, he's
It's like he doesn't... I don't care how badly he wants to save Kairi. He's...
And it's like, you gotta wonder, is he really going to save Kairi for Kairi, or does he want to do it before Sora does?
You know, I actually didn't think of it that way. That's a very good point.
Like, the way he reacts right now, I think...
Well, watch what happens here.
He's like,
This is not Hoppage glitching up. This is the actual take of the cutscene.
Oh, well,
Like, it took him like 10 whole seconds to figure out what the hell he was looking at. It was so weird. Won't be a pleasant voyage.
This game taught me the word vessel. I never knew what that
Really?
meant. Yeah, I never knew what a vessel. I like this part because I don't know. I just like the way the lines delivered.
Yeah.
I think Riku does whoever his voice actor was very good.
And like he's not a complete idiot.
He's just
Like he's doing this for himself, which makes him
he's just
kind of a selfish douche.
He's kind of just arrogant.
He is really arrogant, but like this is the worst Riku.
Yeah,
This is the
pretty
worst
bad.
Riku. Even Kid Riku, who doesn't have a voice, is better than this guy. I hate
But
it.
they make an effort to redeem him. He's redeeming himself for like every game since this one. So
Don't say that. There's actually a point near the end of the game that I wanted to make, but we'll save that for later. So yeah, instead of Genie's kind of a unique summon, not so much in what he does, but like you getting him. He does just kind of tag along for the ride as a summon. All the others you get a summon stone like you did with Simba.
yeah, and he's just he's not the only one, but
Like your summon stone is the lamp basically. You get the lamp.
well, this is where the guy finally appears.
Yes.
Arabian guy from Traverse Town.
This is since we beat the final boss and sealed the key, I was going to show off the very easily missed NPCs of Agrabah, which are basically recolors. Like I think it's in the next room here. There's a very funny recolor of another model, and look who it is.
What? That's awesome.
It's so easy to miss these because you're just like, okay, world done, let's leave.
But that's
And
it's just a browner Waka with
It is just a browner Waka.
with big eyes.
I just found that so weird that they even bothered to include that.
I always knew there were people there, and I never remembered how to refine them. But well, now I know again.
Like, I want to see what other things we possibly missed because
Just rushing out of the world right away.
Yeah.
Well, I know for sure there's probably at least some specific dialogue for the characters.
And here's the first use of the Green Trinity we just learned.
And
The
it's
human ladder.
puppy. Oh no, it's just an app up.
Yeah, puppies are over here.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
They're not there.
I thought they were! Retake!
But that was Agrabah. Very long, 2 parts obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a very involved world for what it is, strangely.
Yeah. But again, that could be why a lot of people would say it's kind of the halfway point. It's a very important world, and it just kind of serves as the middle
Yeah.
ground for the rest of the game.
And it's kind of where the story moves up again.
And they do kind of make a point to go back to Traverse Town and use the Green Trinity and the accessory shop for another cool little thing, but I'm going to save that for our next revisit. We're making our way... Actually, no, this isn't out of order. This is actually the next world based on difficulty you have to go to. That being said, it's way more difficult than the other one. Like, my god, it's horrible.
Yeah. From a... well, enemy-wise, the other one's way harder.
Oh, yeah.
But from boss-wise, you're right, this is a hard world.
Yeah.
I also just I hate this world. Not my favorite. Nice idea, bad execution.
I agree, I hate the gummies as well. I really hate the gummies as well. But this world, yeah, I can... It should drown. The world should drown. That's what it should do.
I get it. And you'll get it later. Like 5 minutes.
Don't ruin it. It's the point of the joke.
What are these? What is all those weird circle things? Are they gummies?
It's like really condensed gummies that you can't use. That's...
Oh yeah, it's weird.
I can't make sense of it. It's just odd. If you have low HP and defense for your ship, steer clear of these guys. Because if they hit you, that's an insta-death.
What?
Uh-oh. Something happened with the game? The hell is that thing?
Did it really take that many mouths to say?
Default text box much?
I like how they actually do
Oh
it.
shit, it's moving. Oh my god! It's Marlin from Finding Nemo!
It's a giant whale. Yeah, great observation, Goofy.
No, oh, real quick, I just wanted to say the way they wrote Jiminy's line there, I can always imagine his voice saying it. It's a whale of a whale, and
Yeah.
vicious besides. I don't know. I always felt like they had a good job on it.
Yeah, oh no.
Oh damn! Goodbye.